and it's Bruce Methodist Church in
Oh,
Adabaka.
okay.
Yeah, they had they always have Children's Week every year. They have it. So the whole week, the children will be doing a lot of stuff, different activities and all that. And then they crown it on the Sunday itself, where they have the children's harvest, and there are so many performances and stuff on the children. And we have stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, then junior Y, with the junior youth, then the youth itself. So in every stage, I realized that I was part of the drama group and the singing group, just growing up like that. So then I was part of the a cappella group in school, part of the a cappella group in church, and all that, part of the junior choir. So growing up, I just found myself that I think I love this thing. So
You're
I
a
was
church boy.
find myself doing it and all that.
At what point did you become born again?
I'll say born again. I'll say 2012.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was when I actually left everything to actually follow God.
So you were in the church, but you were just going through the church.
I knew about God, but I did not know God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought I knew Him, but after I had encountered Him in 2012, I realized that, nah, man, I was joking.
You were?
Yeah, I was just playing, Charlie.
Because
if you know God, there are certain things you wouldn't do. If you know God, there are certain things you wouldn't be a lover of and all that. And I realized that, Charlie, no, I misunderstood a lot of things. So in 2012, when I gave it all up to Him, I realized that look, He's a beautiful God. What I thought I knew was nothing compared to who He truly is. So
I'm going to allow you to tell us about that encounter, but take me back to the era of, coming on mentor, being on music. How did you get there?
I was doing music in school and all that. So I had friends who were also into music. Sometimes we go to the studio to try and record something and all that. So in the process, I met Jam Master J, who is the producer for most of Samini songs. And then there was a guy that came to his studio one time and who was about to organize a Val's Day show. So when he organized the show, I met some group of guys, 2 guys actually. One was Ghetto KB, who passed on some few years ago, and J. Brian. So we became a clique of a sort. So we were more like the way we have R2Bs now. It's a group, but they can also be solo artists like that. So we were more or less like that. So we playing Miss Legon, those kind of shows and all that, because we were doing what today they would call Afrobeat. We used to do that way back. So in the process, after secondary school, actually I did my first year in local preacher school. Which I passed, supposed to do my second year, then go to Trinity College. If I had followed that path, I probably would have been some Reverend Joseph Newton in some Methodist church or something, But right after my first year, then like boys, like my guys were talking, and I was like, Charlie, this kind of song that we are doing, this kind of sound we are doing, Ghanaians are not really accepting it, because around that time, it's either you are doing some Oframpo on some kind of vibe and stuff like that and all that. So it was hard to penetrate. So I was like, but if you blow up as like if you are popular, there are places that we will be able to go to that will be a lot easier. So I was like, let me go and try this mentor thing they do. Then they had done mentor 1 already. Auditions for mentor 2 had already started. So I remember going to TV3 and then they said, oh, Accra, they've closed Accra, but I should move to the next place, which was in Kumasi. So I went to Kumasi. Then when I went to Kumasi, I actually made it through, but one of the producers was like, in fact, before they announced the finals, he came to tell me that he feels if I should represent Takrady will be much better. So they will not pick me here. I should come to Takrady, so they'll pick me there. So I moved on to Takrady. So I moved on to Takrady, and by God's grace, they picked me there. So I ended up representing Takrady for Mentor. So that's how the whole music thing started.
Oh, really? From Accra, you went to Kumasi and went to Takrady?
Yeah.
All because you wanted to get into the space.
So I told them that, see, it's not even a matter of even winning the competition. Just make it to the finals. If you make it to the finals, people always go remember you.
Oh,
They go
okay.
carry you, say, okay, you did. You
I
understand?
see.
So just try there and make it to the finals and all that. Because we need the platform. We need the space.
Okay.
We need the exposure. So that if today, Joe, they can release some song, if I call some, if we approach a radio presenter, we'll go like, oh yeah, Joe, oh that guy,
Okay,
I know,
I
even though he's
see.
not heard my song before.
Okay, I get you.
So we decided to create that, use that platform to create a mileage for ourselves.
I
You
see. You
understand?
got in.
So-
You got in, but niece. Okay, sorry. You are. So I remember the song. Ades, Kofi, and
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
So you were Joe then.
Yeah, what's his Joseph? Yeah.
Joseph. Okay,
Yeah.
part of you know. Why did you switch to Niso?
It was when I was going for Project Fame.
Okay, let's stay at mentor though. So what was your position eventually?
Second.
You were second.
Yeah.
Do you see it coming?
Honestly, me,
But you wanted to be in the finals,
yeah,
so
Charlie. Now I just want to enjoy myself, Charlie.
okay.
You know, I was so excited about it. You know, people were so personal, like they took it so personally, like my family and all that. Charlie, for chop the
Okay.
thing, for chop you that thing and all that. But me, I had the back of my mind that Charlie, I just needed the
To be in the
exposure
finals,
to
yeah.
start something. You
So
know,
after that, what happened? After you were second, what happened?
yeah. So I actually started making music and all that. I remember talking to JMJ, like I said. I spoke to him. We got in the studio. I remember getting in the studio with Samini. I wanted us to do a song right after Mentor and all
Oh,
that.
wow.
But, we were in the studio and the vibe was not coming. It was like, nah, you make a pause. We could fix it another time, then come back. Maybe some other vibe will come. Then we'll do it. Make we know for some. We go for like, okay, go, cool, no problem. So we left it. You know, so I was trying to push and all that. Then Project Fame came. Then I said, okay, with that same mentality, let me also add Project Fame to it, so we can have not just Ghana but a West African kind of exposure. You know, you never know. Someone may pick you up and then something will happen.
I see.
You know, so with that same mentality, I moved to Project Fame. But when I got there we were 3 Ghanaians, 2 guys and 1 lady, and the other guy had also been part of Stars of the Future, and he was
Okay.
also Joe.
Oh,
So when we
okay.
got there, when we finally made it to the house, I brought it up to the producers that, Charlie, this is the thing. Then they were like, okay, then the 2 of us should change our names. Let's pick whichever name we want to pick.
Okay. Okay.
I was like, okay, this is even an opportunity for me, because one issue I had then was that Joe was, if I Google Joe, you don't find me.
Yeah,
You
of
find
course.
every other Joe,
Yeah.
Joe Thomas, Fat
Yeah.
Joe, every other Joe. You will not find me. The only way you can find me is to add Mentor to my name, and my name is not Mentor.
I
So
know, right?
I go do am. You know, so it became I used that as an opportunity to change my name to Me.
Okay.
So when I came back, I had a record deal, and then before they would put me out there officially, they suggested that, looking at the kind of sound or music that I always make, it's like naturally it's like a blend of African songs or African rhythms, African melodies, and R&B soul. So why don't I make my name sound like the sound that naturally comes out of me? So they added a soul to my name. I was like,
Okay.
oh, that's dope. That's so
interesting.
cool. So they then added a soul to my name. So when I was coming out officially under that label, I was then Niso.
Oh, so hence Niso interested. Well, so Niso now you know he's my get this morning on App Close.
My brother once said that the soul is now making sense because you're now winning souls.
I know, right? So at this point, you mentioned that you even had an opportunity to go to Bible school of a sort,
Yeah.
you know. And so, what would you say? Would you say that going into all these reality shows kind of just took you off the whole faith journey?
I think there were certain things that I needed to know and understand, and I wouldn't have understood it if I had followed that path. And like I said, I thought I knew God until 2012.
Wow.
You know, so if I had taken that same mentality, that same understanding to becoming a reverend minister, you can imagine someone like that trying to lead people into the faith when I don't even know him.
Wow.
I'm talking about somebody I don't even know and understand. So God needed me to understand certain things. So he had to allow me make certain decisions, and he was guiding me through it out so that I wouldn't go too far. Because thinking back at all that I've been through, it's so clear that I was not meant for that space. I was not meant for it at all. Because I'll go out with boys. In fact, I don't even go out. They are the ones who call me that, Charlie, mo go Afro, mo go boom, mo go this, mo go that. Then they will call me that, okay, cool. Then me too, friends, we get there. We get there, they put drinks down. Me, I know they drink. You understand? I just take my soft drink, whatever soft drink, I just take it and drink. I'll be with them, they are smoking. They'll pass. When it gets to me, then they skip. I don't even need to tell them anything, but they skip. I've never said to anyone that I don't drink or I don't smoke. But there's just a vibe. They already understood it. You understand? So it was so clear, thinking about all of these kind of things, it was so clear that it was just not my place. It was just not my space. You understand? So it makes a lot of sense that God took me through. It's like you've been sent to go and look at something. Have you seen it? Okay, now come back. Come and do what you have to do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I see.
That's why I said that God was guiding me so I wouldn't go too far. Because I didn't have to go fast. Charlie, make I try I'm small and see. Charlie, make I no. It was just a vibe. They just knew that. Oh, this guy. In fact, they used to call me Nine Nuni. Yeah.
Interesting.
You spend money. You spend money too much. What's all? I said, you go take money, buy drink it. You go drink it. I said, oh, Charlie. So they started calling me Nine Nuni.
That would have been a very interesting brand name. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Nine Nuni. What was the position at Project Fame though?
That was also second.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I see. And your fame short.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that came with that space?
There was no fulfillment.
How do you mean? I'm sure you want some cars, some money and things.
There was no fulfillment.
Hey.
When I don't know how to describe it. It's like, okay, let me put it this way. It's like when you're very thirsty, like very thirsty, and you want water so bad, and I give you soft drink to drink. You drink it and everything.
I know.
I just give you some more time. You go like, I still this water.
Yeah.
It was always like that.
Oh, wow.
Always like that. You be drinking a drink, they go on. This drink is maybe some of your Fanta or something. They drink them. They go on. They sweet this thing. Give it some more time. You'll be yearning for that water. So there was always that space. So I realized that, Charlie, man, this is not me.
Really?
Yeah.
At what point? I mean, I'm sure at a point.
I'll play concerts and things. I remember when Movado came to Ghana, I was one of the artists on stage. I was singing and the whole stadium was singing along with the song and all that. And I came back home and so that's it. So you know that it finished.
Oh, wow.
I was like, nah, man, something is wrong. It was then that I started looking for ways to fill in that void. That was when I started to figure out if I could maybe get into some cult or something to fill in that void, because I realized that what I needed wasn't material, it wasn't physical, it was more spiritual.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I needed that void because I had not allowed God to take that space. Definitely that space is there, and the devil was using it any day, any time. Wow. So I always knew that there was something that I needed to hang on to, I needed to hold on to, and all that. So I realized that now I need that thing. So I started searching for, okay, how I would become part of the Freemasons or these cults, these things. I started searching for it and all that. And just when I had made up my mind that, you know what, I think I've gotten enough information, let me take the step and then be a part of this thing, was when I had a dream that in fact, even before that, I was having series of encounters, where I remember Pastor Kofi, when he released his single, Minsaka, he invited me to come sing. And funny thing is that I was a secular artist with my earrings and stuff like that and things, and people were still inviting me to church to come sing. I had a lot of gigs in church.
Wow.
And Kofi was one of them. So right after singing, I was on my way back home, and then I received a call from a strange number. Till today, I still don't know this guy.
Oh.
Called me. He was like, he was looking for me, but he realized I had left. I said, oh yeah, I'm on my way home. He said, oh, okay. But Charlie, as I was singing, God was telling him to tell me something, that God says you should tell me that I'm going. I shouldn't go there.
Ah.
I said, okay. He said, God says, if you tell me, I go understand. I said, yeah, I did bab.
And did you, Bob?
I bab a long time, sharp.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, thank you very much, and all that. So I remember another time too, I went to a church to sing, and then after that, I went to the pastor's. They took me to the pastor's office. He prayed for me, like no man, and that kind of stuff. So when I was leaving, one of the associate pastors who was escorting me out told me that he said, whilst the pastor was praying, he was hearing God telling him that, he said, God said, my one leg is here, my one leg is there, but I should make up my mind. I say, yeah,
it was becoming clear.
Yeah, as at that time, I was bargaining with God. I was telling God that, God, you let me release my album. I released the album finish. Because I had a record deal. I was with the US-based record label and all that. They were the one who gave me the soul, like I said. You know, so we were working. You know, money go inside. Over $20,000 go inside. Where we
then.
And then we have not even released the album yet too. So you can imagine, we were doing stuff underground, waiting to unleash it. You know, so it was huge. I was like, Charlie, this one there, where we catch is too far to turn back now. So you make her just finish.
I know.
I was
right?
like bargaining, and God was telling me something. Me too. I'm there. And I'm doing giving God options. I'm giving God options. So, so I had a dream. First, I had two dreams. First one, I saw that I was standing there, and then the wind was blowing, and it was blowing away a lot of things. It was so strong that it would take off somebody's roof. It would be flying. And it wasn't like tornado or anything. It was normal wind, like wind, but it was strong. It would take away somebody's roof. Then I saw billboards coming down. Strong, big billboards. They were coming down like they were nothing. Everything was being destroyed. Then I was standing with a friend. I was like, see this thing? See the one, the other one. Hey, see this? I was just shocked. Then all of a sudden I came out of the dream and I was scared. I was like, Charlie, make like Jesus they come. Charlie, this one there. So I went to a pastor friend of mine to pray for me. And then that man, I love him so much. He didn't try to explain something, say, okay, I see that, and then no. He just made me kneel down, he poured oil on my head and prayed for me that whatever God is trying to show me, he should give me the wisdom and understanding to know what he's trying to show me. I said, thank you. So I had a second dream. Then I saw that I was in the synagogue, Prophet TV Joshua's church. I was in the church, and then he was passing. Then he came back. He saw me and he came back and he started tapping my chest. No, first he said, can I talk to you? I said, yes. And he started tapping my chest. And he was like, you see the microphone you're holding? I said, yes. He said, drop it and pick up God's microphone. Okay?
Wow.
Said,
in
yes.
a dream.
Then he left. Now this is a man that I have never met before or even seen before. I had not even seen a picture of him before. I didn't know how he looked like. I heard the name, but I didn't know things about him. So I didn't know. So I was wondering, which one is this one? So that was when I finally gave up everything. So I gave up everything. I even started following him to understand why I was seeing him, who is this man and all that. So I started following him.
You mean after the dream?
Yeah.
Prior to the dream, you didn't know who he was?
No. So I heard the name, but
so after you went inquiring about him, who he was?
Yeah, who be that man? Charlie, who's that?
Okay.
Who is he? So I started trying to figure out, okay. So I then got to see how he even looked like, how the church is, all those things. I started reading about him, learning about him and all that. I was like, okay. Because I started watching Emmanuel TV, watching his teachings and stuff. So that was when I had given up everything. So I had to even now call my label to tell them that, Charlie, make like the thing, I'm not going to do them again. Another wala.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I was afraid. I said, God, this one there, if they say pay me, why they go carry on for? This one there, let's blood money. I said, God, where I go take this on pass? So God said, don't worry. When I give a command, I attach grace to that command. Go ahead. So one day I was just sitting in the middle of my compound. I was like, hi. I was holding my phone like this. Okay, I just dialed, called the person, and I was like, Charlie, this be the thing. And they were like, okay, no problem, no worry. Just like that.
In spite of all that money they have spent on you.
I realized that we worry too much. We worry too much. And I can understand why the Bible says that it's only faith that pleases God. Because putting myself in God's shoes, I'll even feel some way that it is me, God, me, God. I say forget that thing, go do one. Still you they worry, you know. That is why whenever we have faith in Him, even though we have not seen it, we know that God go do one. He becomes pleased and happy.
Wow.
You know, so I realized that now, let me just do what I needed to do, and I experienced that grace.
Wow.
You know, after speaking to them and all that. So I realized that Charlie, I'm on my own. Oh. Nothing for me. I'm on my own. Nothing. So because right now there's no music, there's no this, there's no that. You're not trying to find out who is this God. So just me, Emmanuel TV, my Bible, praying, that. So no one can say that they know that me, I jump from church to church, I'm with this church, I'm with that church, I'm with it. No. Because then I just wanted to know who this God was, who this God is. You know, so I was just learning, reading, doing this, doing that, and all that. You know, so one day when I was, in fact, it was a whole week when the Spirit of God was just prompting me to send my testimony to their testimony email, the Synagogue Church of Foundations testimony email address. I should send it to them. I was thinking like, oh, okay, I go do. So one day I was like, okay, make I just do one. So say this thing will just left me. You understand?
So this will be the testimony of you seeing Prophet TB Joshua telling you that this microphone, throw it somewhere and pick up the microphone of God. Okay.
Yeah. So I sent the email on a Thursday. The amazing thing was that when I left everything, first of all, I want to say this, that when I left everything, my social media, everything, and all that, they were just there. Me, I wasn't even paying attention to it. But my label had control over them and all that. So every information there is led to them. So even if you want to find me, you have to go through them. That is one. So two, when I was sending the email, because I just wanted to do it so that this thing would left me. I didn't even go to details when I was sharing the testimony. It would be like a 1 or 2 paragraph kind of message, you know. So I only typed my full name, my artist name, who I am, and all that. Went on to the testimony, and that was it. You understand? Thursday evening, around 10 p.m. thereabouts. Friday morning, before 8 a.m., a private number called me. When I picked up, the person said, mentioned his name. He said he's calling from Synagogue Church headquarters, Lagos. Hold on for the man of God. Then I heard,
wow.
Hello, how are you? I read your mail. Would you like to come and fellowship with us this Sunday? You know, I said, okay, yes, yes, sir. Ghana or Lagos? I know they have a Ghana branch. He said, no, in Lagos. I said, okay. He said, don't worry, my evangelist, they'll do everything for you. You come, okay? I said, okay. Then I could hear him saying at the back. I didn't even hang. I was just there like that. I could hear him at the back. He was saying, give this number to work, give this number to work, which is one of the evangelists in
so this
the
will
Ghana
be
branch.
This will be Prophet TB Joshua speaking to you.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Exactly. So the line went off in just a minute. A Ghana number called. When I picked up, it was that evangelist. I went over to the Ghana branch, and then they arranged everything for me. They even wanted me to go like there and then. But then I was already in town, so on my way to the studio, which was not too far from the Ghana branch. So I told them that I was already in town when the call came, so which I need to prepare and all that. So if we could do the next day, first flight, I'll be cool. They said, okay, no problem. So Saturday morning, I was in Lagos, and then I shared my testimony. And the funny thing was that when I entered the church, right before I would share my testimony, it was then that dream came back to me, and I could remember that everything I saw in the dream was in the church. This is a church. Like I said, I don't know anything about these people. I could see where I was seated, the color of the chair, everything, the way the chair looked like, the way the wall, that side I was standing, the way the wall looked like, everything like that. That was when I started even taking my dreams even much more seriously. That's look. God, when He wants to show me something, He will show me. You understand? So I was like, wait, don't be that. This man in the seat, that where are they?
I know.
I
like
was just
deja vu.
shocked.
It just came back to you like that.
I was just shocked, and that was the beginning of my relationship with the man of God. So gradually, as time went on, then like the way you have your church that you fellowship, you have roles that you play in church and all that, and most often for us musicians, you either playing some instrument or you are singing in your church. So that's basically what I do. I'm also a sound engineer and a music producer too. So in synagogue, I'm with the audio team and then also with the choir. So that's what I do.
So when
Just
you went to Nigeria, you didn't come back to Ghana again?
no. That first encounter, when
Ah.
I went, I came back.
Okay.
Yes, I came back. Exactly 1 year after, the same call came through, a private number. Hold on for the man of God. He then said that he's been a while. He would like to support my album and all that. So
Oh, wow.
I should come. You know, I said okay, no problem. So it was that money that he gave me was when I said that no, I'm not going to record album. I want to really, really take this sound engineering and music production seriously. So I pushed everything into that.
Oh.
Which today I have my own studio, I have my own space, I make my own music and all of that. Most of the songs that people hear from me was produced and engineered by me, and I also engineer other people's songs too, and all that and produce for other artists too. So that was how.
So Prophet TB Joshua in effect sponsored
Exactly
your studio.
Exactly.
Did you name your studio after him?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. What's the name of your studio though?
I Make Music Lab.
I Make Music Lab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the beginning of my music production stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was in 2019 was when he called again. Was like this one there it's been too long, so I should come around. And when I came there, but then I had started singing with the Ghana branch.
Okay.
So I went there in 2019 August. Then was the first time I was opportune to sing with the choir in Lagos.
Oh, okay.
So when I came back, then in November, I was called back again to join them to Israel. They went to Israel for their Carols service.
Oh, wow.
So I joined them to Israel, and that was the beginning of like working with Lagos proper. And since then, we've been together working till God said, Charlie, you try. Make somebody else take over. So God took him away from us, and then the woman of God took over, and she's doing amazingly well. Like man, it's like the man of God didn't even leave.
I know, right?
It makes a lot of sense that she took over. It makes a lot of sense. Like you could see that no, she was being prepared for this moment. You know, she was being.
I can imagine how broken you were when he went away.
Oh yeah.
Where were you?
Unfortunately, I had come to Ghana to do something for him. You know, sometimes I'll come to Ghana, I'll pick. You know, it was during the after the lockdown, and then churches were open, but we were not opened yet.
Okay.
So I will usually come pick I'll bring morning water to Ghana, then I'll go back and all that. So I'll be going like almost like 2 weeks back and forth. So I was in Ghana on that trip when I was. Then for the first time in for God knows how long, when I was about to sleep, I put my data off. Because normally I don't put my data off. Everything is still on. And the phone is not even on silent or anything. Like everything is on because you don't know who will try to call you. So, but for the first time I put my data off and phone on silent. So I was there and then I had, in the middle of the night, then the phone started buzzing. Bzz, 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 and I woke up. I was like, He said, Tiwisha Dayo. I said, what are you talking about? This is Sunday morning, Sunday dawn. And Saturday he was doing service with some of the partners in the prayer garden. So I was like, what are they? Know those people already? Every day they get something talk. You make a call my people, say what's also. And when I call them Charlie, they say, oh Charlie, old man go, Charlie. I say, just like that. I say, Charlie, I was broken.
I know, right?
You know, so it was on Sunday. I reached the news. On Wednesday, I was back in Lagos for us to see what we can do to really celebrate the man of God. Yeah, by God's grace, a month after we celebrated him well, a whole week for him. You know, we celebrated him. In fact, the whole of Nigeria celebrated him. It was just powerful. It was just wonderful that, you know, when you'll be wondering, we're like, so all these people, they loved him that much, you know.
I know, right? Life for you. Niso is my guest here this morning on Joy 99.7, Reason Jesus Up Close. And it's amazing. I mean, I'm particularly excited that you could get that support because for me, I see what you're doing now and it goes without saying that his support has pushed you this far. But
Yeah.
just to retract a little bit, at the point where you mentioned wanting to go into the occult world,
Yeah.
will this be an inspiration from, shall I even say, from friends, or this was a desire for yourself?
Nah, it was me. I was the one that was feeling the void. I was the one that was yearning for,
Okay.
and everybody that knows me that knows that I'm a very terrible introvert. I don't talk until I have to talk.
Mm.
You know. So like now, if I leave now, or we could be here, and I'm just sitting down, as if I don't even know you guys. I can just get lost anyhow.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So if something they do me, before you find out, nah, it go hard.
Mm.
Yeah, it go
But you
hard.
know, enter.
Yeah, no.
You
God
didn't.
knows that this guy. Okay. No, you choose. I say go see. Choose right now. You are going too far. Come. He knows that
I
if he
wanna
allows
drop
me.
one of your tunes, yeah. So that when we return, we will continue with the conversation. This is New Soul, and it's Amazing Love, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's jam it, people. Still on this one. I had some chukulugu chokologo. What was that?
That's Ewe.
Ewe.
I was just saying Amazing Grace, and then Nukunu Lolo, Maunsobolisa. Nukunu Lolo is like saying Amazing
Nukulolo.
Grace.
Okay.
And then Maunsobolisa is one of it's an appellation to God.
To God.
Yeah,
Okay, I like it. Interesting tune. And you got Miss V on that one.
Yeah.
And who? And another person.
Kobiche, he did the trumpet.
Okay, interesting tune, yeah. Okay, what's your take on? I mean, of course, Miss G does secular music. Wow, sorry, Miss V does that. What's your take on this collab? Like, what's the church saying?
My church don't have a problem, but
that's my church.
But I can understand why people would feel in a certain way. Sometimes they would use scriptures. Do not sit in the council of the unbeliever, or do not be equally yoked with the unbeliever. They'll say all of that.
Right.
But if we would actually listen to what, or properly put into context what really the Bible was saying when it said, "Do not sit in the council of the unbeliever," is that when you are sitting in the council of someone, it means, like, when we are sitting in the council, it means we are sitting together for a purpose, a common goal. That together we want to actually go and do something, we want to actually achieve something. So when we sit together in the council of the unbeliever, it means that when I'm sitting with the unbeliever, I want to agree with him or her that we want to actually do something and achieve something in something that is not of God, because he's an unbeliever. But if I should sit down with the unbeliever in my council, you understand, which means I want him to join me do something. It means that I'm not sitting in his council. That is what happened with Jesus and Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was sitting in Jesus' council, not the other way around. So when people saw it, they thought that Jesus was actually whining and dining with a thief. But they didn't know that the thief was actually in the council of Jesus, so that he will know something, so that he will be able to be delivered and saved from something.
Wow.
So if I sit, okay, how do I win souls then? I need to sit with them. I need to talk to them. But when I sit and talk to them, I'm not sitting in their council. They are sitting in my council, because I have a purpose that I want them to join me actually do. So that's what happened with everybody else that I meet, be it Christian or non-Christians. When we sit, we go for a common goal, and that common goal, you have to agree with me that it has to be a Jesus-based goal. So as long as you agree with me, I believe that we can always achieve.
So this is the Reverend Joseph Ni Otu Ankara part of you. So are you a pastor now?
Oh, no.
Oh, I say no. You're a man of God.
I'm a man of God. Yeah, I'm a man of God. I just do what God wants me to do.
Yeah.
If he says talk, I'll talk. If he says sing, I'll sing.
Okay.
I don't want to say, hey, pastor this, pastor.
I know, right?
Yeah, I just love the word. I just love the word. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Charlie.
Niso doing exegesis, of course, on the show this morning. Quite interesting, yeah. So, in the space of music, now you are a gospel artist.
I'm a Christian who sings music.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm saying that because personally, I don't believe there's anything like gospel music. Any genre like gospel music.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason being that music was made to praise God, which means God made those genres for His glory.
Right.
So if that is the case, anything that is not of God is a perversion.
Indeed.
So it is the devil that rather perverted hip hop, reggae, dancehall, all of them. It's the devil that is perverting these genres and using it for his glory. And in fact, he has done it so well that sometimes we even credit him with some of them that this is the devil's music.
I know, right?
But the devil doesn't have the ability to create. Right. That's one of the things that he envies about us, because God gave us that ability. God made us like him so we can actually create. Wow. You understand? But the devil cannot do it. He only take what has been created already, and then you see what he go fit take do. What he go fit take do. Nothing go fit take do.
I like that.
Understand? Yeah. So I realized that okay, so if these things, because the song you just played now will be easily categorized as zouk, which is not a typical gospel sound, if you would say.
Right.
You understand? So I realized that understanding this thing that I'm always grateful to God for is that I understood this thing earlier on in my relationship with him. So when the songs come to me, I'm always open, so that when the songs will come to me, I'll not say this is the devil's music. I'm not going to receive them, but when God is giving me, you understand. So if it is reggae and God wants me to do it, I'll do it. If it is dancehall, I'll do it. If it is rap, I'll do it. If it is zouk, high life, whatsoever it may be, I'll do it. If it is the typical gospel sound, I'll do it. So whichever direction God takes me to, no problem.
How is the space for you? The Christian music space for you so far?
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard because first of all, like this mentality that I have, you understand, understanding things like this will make it difficult for, one problem we have in our gospel space, in fact, our major problem we are having is this denomination stuff. Because of that, we've made it look like everybody has a version of Jesus. So if your Jesus does not look like my Jesus, then I don't want to be associated with you. You understand? Especially with me being a son of a man like Prophet T.B. Joshua, you can imagine, No,
so I can't imagine.
Oh, a lot of people say stuff, In fact, he's one of the most criticized man of God ever in the world, So you can imagine being his son. You go and then maybe the artist you want to feature, his pastor or her pastor has been bashing the man of God. He doesn't have a problem with you. No problem with you. You guys are cool. But he wouldn't want his pastor to know that he has a song with you. So he wouldn't want to do it at all. So that his pastor no go bow him. You understand? Because the TB Joshua Jesus is different from his pastor's Jesus. So because of this kind of denomination stuff, there's a lot of problem in our Christendom. People can't get together to do. So it has become like a clique. If you don't belong to this people, you'll be able to get to these people and be able to get to that people. Our music does not cut across even amongst us. That's why it's even difficult for our music to even cross borders, because even amongst us, our music is not cutting across.
Wow.
You understand? Because this is beautiful. The person is speaking Rhema, pure Rhema in this music and all that. But I beg go, I don't want to throw, I beg go, like that.
I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is like something we all should work at. How does the future look for Niso in this
Awesome,
this Christian space?
Awesome. Even in spite of all of these things that are happening and all that, God keeps assuring me. He keeps telling me, I'm with you, and all that. If I've seen death come and go, let me say, Charlie, my time will catch. There's more to do. If I could have been lost, I could have gone here, I could have gone there, I could have done this, I could have done that, and all of these things did not happen. It means only one thing, that God is with me, and then where He's taking me to, it can only be awesome. It can only be great. There's no way I can be with God, King of all kings, Lord of all lords, the one who owns it all. And my future will not be good if He says that in His word that the glory of the latter shall be greater than that of the former. If you think Project Fame Memento was big, wait till you see what they come.
Wait. Daddy said from Nungwasi, I'm going to be asking you how they can find you, how they can record at your studio and all of that. But hold on. Fifi, that's my guy you have in the studio. I became a fan right from his first performance at Mentor to Joe and throughout the Project Fame. I recall vividly his final performance, that difficult track, Diamond on the Soles of Her Shoes, right? He's a pure talent. I was fortunate to have watched his testimony on Emmanuel TV too. God bless him. That's Daddy set from Nungwa. Bless you for interacting with us. Gifty in Teshi says, Fifi, I remember me from Mentor and Project Fame too. I was fun, okay, and the mother. Oh, Gifty and Teshi, I see. Okay, Isaac, what say you? Isaac says, Fifi, amazing interview. I always used to think Joe or Niso was too known during his Mentor days, but I now get it that it could have been a defense mechanism for his introvertedness. Okay, God bless you once again. Amazing interview. This is Isaac.
This matter you talking. I tell you.
Need a rush.
Say me what I fear.
Oh, Charlie. Hello, Fifi Church on the BKK. Okay, bless you. Please ask him where his friends from the Mentor days are. He still a member of the church? Gabriel in DK Dawanya. Okay, hold on. Is that okay? Well, quite a number here. Okay, I think I should probably ask him, hit it right on the nail. This denomination stuff is killing the fraternity. May the Lord open the eyes of our fathers, Harriet in Legon. Okay. All right, so Nee, how do we, I think there was a message here as a birthday shout. If I don't push it, I'm going to be in trouble. Okay. Yeah. Fifi, okay. Why is the message? This message from a shy man somewhere. Please resend it for me. Let me. So, Nee, how do we find you? How does anyone record at your studio?
Well, you can
please
follow me
share.
on in all the social media platforms. I'm Nisoul, Niisoul, everywhere. Just DM me. Let's talk. I'll show you the location and all that. We get together and let's make music.
Right.
The song you just played is also one of my works.
Okay, so
yeah.
it's out there. Find him, Nisoul, Niisoul. Good morning, special good morning to my wife Charity and my children. Okay, you're glued to the radio. God bless you and thank you. Couldn't find that message. Oh. I wish you could. Okay, I think I got it here. It's to Mrs. Janet Sedo of Assemblies of God, a shy man from the family. Okay, I just did that for you. Nee, thank you so very much for honoring the invitation to be here. Such a joy to see you, and I have no doubt the future is bright. I wish you nothing but the best. You know me, I'm there for you, man. Any day. Yeah.
I remember the first time I publicly shared my testimony was on Next Gen.
Oh, yeah. Me was on
That
Next
was
Gen.
the first time.
Oh my
shared my
God.
testimony. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I remember very well. I was at the National Theatre, right? That's when I'm telling the world that they should support us. They don't mind me. Yeah, I said that. Some of us, the Lord has positioned us to be able to do such. When we come to you, we have the idea. We might not even have the money. Think about it and support us.
It's this denomination thing. Imagine
know, right?
it was a church that was behind this. They will do it. If you like, give it to a church. Find some church and give them the thing. Say, okay, I'll go love. Make you guys do this thing. Don't worry. So if I have this platform, this thing, I'll front it, everything, and give it to one church. They go do them.
One day I said that I'm looking for. Someone said, "Do we have rich Christians like billionaires?"
Oh yeah.
I said, I don't know. I've not met any so far. So
it is this
if
thing.
you are listening to me and you are a rich man,
it's because
I want to know.
It's because the platform is for everybody.
I know, right?
That is why it's hard. Because I go make my boys come top. I go make my girls come. Oh yeah, okay. Well, but because I've opened it for everybody, so that it won't be just some people and everybody. That's the whole thing.
May God help us. Okay, reach out to us and support us. Okay, we are called for such a time as this. Don't wait for it to be too late. Okay, Nee, Charlie, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
You have started some conversation online. I've seen it, but I don't want to enter. This denominational thing for stop, so that we can.
If I find time, let's bring plenty denominations. Let's sit down. So we'll talk this thing. From pastors to youth pastors to everybody will sit down like this, round table.
Charlie, let's push the gospel. Let's support set talents. Okay, so record with me. If you've got any tune, go to his studio and sort it out with him. Okay, find him on social media, stream his music, and remember, he's a Christian musician. That means he can be on any platform. Invite him over, support him, pray for him. Nee, Charlie, you wala don baba bless you so very much. Okay, family, that's about half our time will permit us. I gotta go. Charlie, this guy. Okay, all the other messages, I'll find time and read them. Got with it later. Okay, my time is up. I got you. Go. We are back next week. Collins, why are you laughing? May God's grace see all of us through every life's race with an extra pace. No enemy can chase. Kofi, press manager, Kofi says that he's enjoying church on air in a posh car. Hey, Charlie. Lord, I need a new car. I like the sound of posh car. Yeah. So, family, that's about it. We are back next week. Thank you, Oliver, for producing.